What's poppin'? What it do? What it is? What it ain't? It's your boy Gotti checking in. Hey, it's another episode of Gotti Rants. I'm in the car. I'm merged this with some One Music Festival footage. I don't think I have enough footage to give y'all a full content video, so that's why I'm just turning into a Gotti Rants. Ooh, the light is hitting on your boy. Ooh. Go ahead, love. You can go ahead. Man, so yeah, man. Say, man, you already know what it is, man. Onemusicfest Festival this weekend. It was Saturday and Sunday. Of course, I was there with the lovely people from the Streets 945 family. Shout out to y'all and all the opportunities y'all are giving to the young bull. I really appreciate it. And the love that I'm receiving. Shout out to y'all. Atlanta's #1 new hip hop station. You already know what it is. But on my way that Saturday and Sunday, headliners like Lil Kim, Janet Jackson, Brent Faiyaz, Tim's, Megan Thee Stallion, T.I. and them did something on the Sprite stage. So they had 3 different stages. They had like a Sprite stage when you first walk in. So that kind of crowd, it was celebrating the 50 years of hip hop. So I would say that crowd kind of set the tone. Not really, I wouldn't say set the tone because it was a mixed group of people, but you know, more so the age group that respected that one. And then you had the other stages on the other side. They were right next to each other. If you ever been to a festival, you know how it's set up. It was a pretty cool festival. I was amazed to see how they turned Piedmont Park into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being at Piedmont Park and knowing that's somewhere that I go exercise in the mornings and stuff, just to see how they turned it into a festival was crazy. But it was a good time, great vibes. There's a lot of people out, a lot of people, as you guys will see in some of the clips that I do have. But you know, it wouldn't be a Gotti Rants episode if we did not get into some things. So let's talk, let's chat. Man, growth is a beautiful thing. And I think a lot of people get intimidated when people say stuff about growth or, you know, changing and stuff like that. They take it in a negative light. I don't necessarily say that it's negative, but what I will say, like I said, growth is a beautiful thing. Like, to just be able to know that you can move and be above what you used to be, and you're seeing your life change before your eyes and how you react to situations and to people and things. And it's just very important that, you know, you control yourself, because for a long time, I felt like I would feed into stuff that was sent to take me out. Now, not saying, because it's tests every day, trials and tribulations. I thank the Lord. I'm talking about every day is something. But just certain situations in particular, like how I respond to things and how the younger me would have moved or the younger me would have acted. I've grown from that. So it's just good to see how I react in certain situations when I'm put in place in things. And oftentimes I do be feeling like, you know, at times things like that be a test to see a supplement or to see of how you're going to react or what's going to be your response. Or let me see if you can, if you can react good to this, then I can add another layer of goodness to your life. I can put you in situations for other things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it all ties down to one. And I'm just saying, like, y'all, it's just good to see. You know what I'm saying? So just keep the right people around you. Keep energies pure. And don't force nothing. Don't force no vibes. Don't force no fun. Like, if you go another thing too, go with your first mind when you're doing stuff. Like me, I know that I'm a person that overthinks. So that's another thing I'm working on. So like, as I'm on self journey, it was like, you know, working on how I respond to things and my reactions and just self-control altogether. Because I think, you know, at the age that I'm at, I'm like mid-20s. I ain't telling y'all my age. I'm mid-20s and I'm closer to 20 than I am to 30. I'm closer to 20 than I am to 30. But I just feel like, you know, I'm still growing. Like, nobody's perfect. And I think we're going to be growing and changing to the day that we die. And hopefully for the better. So I would just say the next thing that I really want to work on too is like, stop overthinking and like having self-doubt. Like, for instance, when I came back to YouTube, I could have been back on YouTube. I feel like the timing is right for everything, but I also feel like a lot of the times I was in my own way. Because if you're familiar with me and you're familiar with the journey that I've been on, I've been doing YouTube since before YouTube was cool to do. Like, I've been doing YouTube since 2017, when I would say my first influence is what really like pushed me to do YouTube and want to say that, you know, I got the keys to do this was Queen. Well, it was Queen, Naija, Oman and Trey, not Clarence. What was the first baby daddy name? Chris. Didn't I say Chris and Queen? Yeah, Armand and Trey, like Perfect Labs. Like I came up on that era. You know what I'm saying? But then the people that really made me feel like I can do it, and shout out to Trey motherfucking Bills. Shout out to Trey Bills. I just seen Trey Bills not too long ago. It's my first time meeting Trey in person. Pretty cool, down to earth dude. Yeah, I would say, you know, I came out around that era. So it was before it was cool. It was before everybody wanted to, you know, be vlogging. Same thing with podcasts. Before everybody want to pick up a mic and got something to say or talk about this or, you know, be a digital content creator. Before it was the it thing to do. You know, so if you've been following me, you know that I've been doing YouTube. Like, been doing YouTube. I just didn't want to learn or acquire new skills, if that makes sense. I didn't want to learn how to edit. I said, oh, that's why I got a team. That's why I got Chris and this, that, and the third. But when things switched between me and Chris, and nothing happened, Chris is still one of my best friends to this date. To date. There we go. But it's just like, that wasn't Chris' path at the time or following. You know what I'm saying? Chris was more so into, I gotta go to college. I gotta get my education. And I know it's education. I said it. I gotta go to school, get my I almost said it again, my education. And so he wasn't really in the space to continue to do YouTube, being that I was in Atlanta. He had a school in North Carolina. And it was just at two different places. Now, shout out to Chris. Chris is doing music. So it's like, now the world's back intertwining because it's a perfect way to promote it. Excuse me. And I also reached out to Chris too before I started back doing it. I'm like, you know, I'm thinking about going back to YouTube because me and Chris used to be a force to be reckoned with. Like, the videos that we have and how advanced they were at the time, like, you got to think of the time that we were in then to move on to now. It's crazy. So yeah, like I say, it's just all about not being in your own way. Sometimes we can be our biggest critics. Another thing that used to be big for me was the numbers. I used to be the numbers guy. I used to be making sure that this looks like this looks like that. But now knowing the analytics behind a lot of things these days, it's not the numbers, because the numbers can be fluctuated. Numbers are false. Like, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. That's not true no more. Like, those statements are not true. The bots that we're buying to populate views and just the algorithms of things and how things are promoted, it's just like, you know what? This run is personable for me. This run is just me dropping, continuing to do what I do on a day-to-day basis, showing y'all insights on my life. And, you know, if you follow along, you follow along. When you catch on, you catch on. And if not, then it is what it is, but it's Gotti World. And this was another good episode of Gotti Rants. I'm getting ready to work the night shift. I'm sitting in with my boy Flex Gang Slim tonight. You know, I shout out to Slim, my Libra brother. It's always a great vibe, always a good connection. So I'm sitting in with Slim today from 5 to 10. Slim show don't start till 6, but I'm 5 to 10. Close out with ET, catch the Angry Report, midday traffic, you know. So if y'all tune in Streets 945, you can catch that. But tune in tonight for the late show with me and my boy Flex Gang Slim. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a lit one. But yeah, this is another episode of Gotti Rants, man. And I am checking out from the car outside the station. About to go in, and we're gonna have a good day. I pray peace, blessings, and prosperity to everybody. I hope you enjoy the footage from One Music Festival. Yeah, that's right.
I wanna deal with you. I had to fool big, gonna let her fuck shit. A lot of people come around when they want shit. Crazy. How the fuck you wanna?
It's hot as hell. I'm over it. I'm waiting on them to bring me a band. They won't let me in without my band. Yesterday, you know, security was cool. Today they want to be 10 toes down. Like, I've been standing out here 30 minutes waiting on somebody to bring me a band. But, you know, Onemusicfest, I done already missed Brent Fire. I heard you in the Boosie going,
How the fuck you changed on me for
the work at this point.
Bitch nigga shoulda got your bread up. Now you think I'm about to fucking let
So the inside was closed.
What the fuck,
We are currently in the driveway.
When I see you know it's up, ho.
At Crooks or the drive-through.
It's not the driveway.
And we about to eat. Like, we gotta eat. Like,
Eat it.
She said, go stand in the drive-thru if you ain't got no car. We got a car, but we not driving over here. Yeah.